Welcome to New Hire Orientation. My name is Mary Thompson Hufford. I'm the CEO at Hopo Industries in Coshocton County, Lyco Incorporated in Licking County, and Muskingum Starlight Industries in Muskingum County. Sorry that I'm not with you at the moment. I hope to be able to join you shortly. So we'll begin. The mission of our organization is to provide support in a variety of ways, because we recognize that a person's life is more meaningful if they have a variety of experiences. And so to provide a opportunity for someone to work competitively in the community is really not reaching or meeting all of their needs. People also need social, recreation, and leisure activities to really have a variety of experiences throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the year. And so really it's our intent as an organization to provide a variety of experiences to people and meet the needs of what's important to them and what's important for them. So our mission is to support integrated services in our community through empowering individuals to reach their full potential by providing employment, social, and recreational opportunities. There's been a lot of studies done about what people with developmental disabilities want. And over again, the results come back very similar. People with disabilities really want the exact same things that you and I want. They want to have relationships with other people. They want relationships with people that don't just have developmental disabilities. They want relationships with people with shared interests that are like-minded. And they also want to have some money in their pocket so they are able to participate and enjoy the things that are important for them and important to them. So when we look at the services that we're providing, we're really looking for ways to support people to have a life that is very similar to yours or mine, and recognizing that people with disabilities have a wide variety of things that are important to them and important for them, just like it is for us. So if we went around the room at this moment and we talked to each one of us about what's important to us and what's important for us, there's really some similarities that we would see around food, clothing, and shelter. But then when we talk about the things that mean the most to us, there will be a variety of things that each one of us will want to participate in. So we want to make sure that we recognize that people with developmental disabilities are all each unique people. And so we cannot just automatically assume that everybody with a developmental disability wants the exact same thing. We use the National Core Indicators to compare our services to other service providers across Ohio, and then the National Core Indicators for Ohio is collected and then compared across the nation. And so as we're evaluating the quality of our services, we're really looking at these national core indicators. Are we creating opportunities for people to make choices and decisions throughout their day, and the way that their life is spent, the way that the supports are being provided to them, the way the planning is occurring? Are they actively involved in that, and are they setting the direction and the tone for their life? That really leads into self-determination, that people have the authority and the support to direct and manage their own services. Relationships for all of us is critically important, and if we don't have relationships, really life is not full of meaning. And so people with developmental disabilities are the exact same way, and we're looking for opportunities to create relationships with other people, relationships that are not just paid relationships. And so when we talk about relationships, we're really talking about relationships that we can help people create that are not with paid staff. The other core indicators that we work towards is providing opportunities for work and community inclusion, and so that people have an opportunity to find and maintain community employment that is integrated, and that people also have the support to participate in everyday community activities. And so we use these national core indicators to evaluate Ohio services as well as evaluate the services within our organizations. Now, when we look at Ohio's use of Medicaid money around these core indicators, we find that Ohio is actually spending more money on segregated services and less money on integrated community-based services commensurate to other states across the nation. And so the Center for Medicaid Services has the authority over how Medicaid or federal dollars are being spent in Ohio. And the Center for Medicaid Services is saying that if you're going to use Medicaid money, then individuals need to have full access to benefit and participate in the greater community. And so as we're looking at continuing to provide services for people, services that are being paid for by Medicaid, we really need to ensure that we're in compliance with the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is looking at states very closely around their use of Medicaid funds to support segregated services. So if we look at the way that Ohio is spending money, we realize that Ohio is spending more money commensurate to other states on services based in facility settings. So places like Echoing Hills, where people live on campus, they participate in services on campus, they sleep on campus, and so the reality is their entire day, evening, night is spent around other people there at the facility. The other thing that Ohio is doing is Ohio is supporting a lot of people still in developmental centers. So although Ohio has greatly reduced the number of people being supported in developmental centers, we have two very close to us. There's a developmental center in Cambridge, and there's another one up in Mount Vernon. And so what the Department of Justice is saying is that Ohio needs to spend less money on segregated services and dedicate more of the annual budget to services that support community employment and services based out of the community in non-segregated settings. Now, when you think about that, there's some people in Ohio that are saying, no, absolutely not. We are not going to redesign the way that we're providing services to people with developmental disabilities. And so for the first point to make is that we really try to stay away from people like that, because we know that we really need to assimilate ourselves with forward-thinking people that recognize the value of people being involved and actively participating in the community. So when I think about people in Ohio not wanting to change the way that we're providing services, I really think back to the 60s and the desegregation of the South. So the reality is that it was the Department of Justice that went into the South and desegregated the school systems, the restaurants, the public transportation systems. That was the Department of Justice. So although there are people in Ohio that are saying absolutely not, you cannot change the way that we're providing services, the reality is the Department of Justice really can change the way that Ohio is choosing to provide services. What we know is that we can take this opportunity to create better opportunities for people, different new opportunities for people that really enhance their day-to-day life. I'm going to have you watch this very corny video now. It's a video that